Waltz, and you said, how high is this wall? If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in a 30-foot ladder factory. Do you think that that helps our federal government carry out its law enforcement, its border security, and policy operations?
When did I say that?
You went on Anderson Cooper and said that. Do you not remember saying that? Because you've said so many outlandish things that you can't even keep track of them?
The point being is...
The clip is there for everybody. It's there for all Americans. If you guys want to go watch it, it's an easy Google. All right. Governor, you recently went on Gavin Newsom's podcast. You stated in regards to MAGA voters, I scare them a little bit, which is why they spend so much time on me. No, I'm serious because they know I can fix a truck. That's your direct quote. You also said on the show, I think I could kick most of their asses. I want to be very clear with you, Governor. You do scare us a bit, but it's not because you can fix a truck or change a tire. It's actually because of your radical left-wing agenda. You supported...
Welcome back to Right View Nation, where truth still matters, the Constitution still means something, and we don't back down from calling out the radical left's agenda. I'm your host, and today, we're exposing Governor Tim Walz in a congressional hearing that will go down in history as one of the most embarrassing moments for a sitting governor who thought he could lie his way through tough questions. Well, guess what, America? The truth hit him like a freight train, and we're here to break it all down. Did you just see that train wreck of an interrogation? Governor Tim Walz, the liberal mouthpiece of Minnesota, sat there in front of Congress and outright lied. Not stumbled, not misquoted, lied, and then had the audacity to double down when caught. This is the kind of political rot that's infected our institutions, and it's time we torch it with the flame of truth. Let's walk through this disgrace together, step by step. Walz started off with this polished, pre-rehearsed line claiming, nothing Minnesota has done stands in the way of federal government managing its border security policy. Hold up, Governor. You sure about that? Because the top law enforcement officer in your state, AG Keith Ellison, has publicly stated that he will not enforce federal immigration laws. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's a fact. And that fact was entered into the congressional record right in your face. You sat there, squirming, denying it, pretending not to know the very name of your attorney general. Embarrassing. How can you lead a state when you won't even acknowledge what your top law enforcement officer is doing? The truth is, you're part of the obstruction. You're enabling the lawlessness. And we, the American people, see through the charade. Minnesota, under your leadership, offers free health care, food assistance, college tuition, driver's licenses, and cash to illegal immigrants. But you have the gall to claim Minnesota isn't a sanctuary state? Let's cut the nonsense.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Waltz, you stated in your opening statement the following, but nothing Minnesota has done stands in the way of federal government managing its border security policy.
Okay.
Governor, I want to ask you, why are you lying to this committee?
I am not.
Who's the top law enforcement officer in the state of Minnesota?
The top law enforcement officer? Yep. Attorney General.
Yeah, that's right. What's his name? What's his name?
Are you asking me, do you know his name?
Do you know his name? Do you know his name?
I know the AG Ellison.
This is an article right here I'd like to submit for the record. Minnesota AG says will not enforce federal immigration laws as DOJ threatens to prosecute officials who resist.
Without objection to ordered.
Why are you lying to this committee? That is the top law enforcement officer in your state who's saying he will not comply with the federal government.
Nothing in his opinion changes the fact that state law requires all state and county officials to ask for immigration status when a convicted felon is committed.
No, I'm sorry, Governor. He is saying he will not comply with federal laws. That's your top law enforcement officer. You're lying and misrepresenting yourself to this committee. Now I want to ask you this. Do you think in that line of questioning, free health care, food assistance, free college tuition, driver's licenses, and cash assistance, do you think that that's helping or hurting this government manage its border security and policies?
Well, Minnesota ranks first in health care. We rank third in safety on our roads.
Let me answer that for you. Okay. It's actually hurting because what you created is you've created a state that is now a magnet that is drawing illegals
There's no sanctuary law in Minnesota, Congress.
I know you guys haven't put it that way on the books, but your state has everything, every element in it that is consistent with the sanctuary state.
That's
Moving on, Mr. Waltz. How about you calling ICE agents modern-day Gestapo? That also stands, do you think that that helps our federal government carry out its law enforcement?
I think best
border
practices in law
security
enforcement by
policies?
identifying who you are, identifying the vehicles, and making sure everyone has due process helps our law enforcement. I think covering your faces,
So you think that
rolling in there-
you think that that helps, calling our law enforcement agents that, what does ICE stand for, Governor? Immigration, Custom, Enforcement, right? These are the guys that are tasked with enforcing immigration, federal
That's right,
immigration laws?
federal, that's their job. It's
So
not
you
the
think that
state's job.
calling them Gestapo is helping, you're not standing in the way, none of the messaging, none of the rhetoric is standing in the way of this administration doing what they've been tasked to do? Is that what you're saying?
I think what would help them is to follow due process, and when they do these missions, do the things that we expect of law enforcement.
How about when you
Identify
went on
yourself.
Anderson Cooper, Governor Walz, and you said, how high is this wall? If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in a 30-foot ladder factory. Do you think that that helps our federal government carry out its law enforcement, its border security and policy operations?
When did I say that?
You went on Anderson Cooper and said that.
I-
Do you not remember saying that?
I-
Because you've said so many outlandish things that you
No, I
can't
don't
even keep
recall.
track of them?
The point being is.
The
that you
clip
need
is there
more
for
information.
everybody. It's there for all Americans. If you guys want to go watch it, it's an easy Google. All right, Governor, you recently went on Gavin Newsom's podcast. You stated in regards to MAGA voters, I scare them a little bit, which is why they spend so much time on me. No, I'm serious because they know I can fix a truck. That's your direct quote. You also said on the show, I think I could kick most of their asses. I want to be very clear with you, Governor. You do scare us a bit, but it's not because you can fix a truck or change a tire. It's actually because of your radical left-wing agenda. You supported putting tampons in boys' bathrooms. You advocated for the disarming of Americans of their Second Amendment rights. You're pro-sanctuary city, as we have uncovered here today. You claim there is no guarantee to free speech when it comes to misinformation and hate speech. That right there is why the American people have such a hard time with you. It's not because we're crazy MAGA people. It's because of your radical left-wing agenda. I want to ask you on that last one where you claim there's no guarantee to free speech. Did you pick that up on one of your 30 trips to communist China, Governor? That sounds a lot like something that they would do. Yes or no?
So I don't believe hate speech has
Okay.
a place in there. Hate speech that incites violence.
Governor Walz, you said that Kamala Harris picked you for vice president to code talk to white guys. How did that work out for this administration? How well did you do with white guys?
I don't have the.
You lost by 22 points to white guys. And it's because you talk like the way you do, you say the things you do, and you have this radical left-wing ideology. So if you want to continue that rhetoric, go on, brother. Keep doing it. We'll keep destroying you in elections.
And the
Thank
people
you, and
of
I
Minnes-
yield back.
The people of Minnesota will continue to have me serve them.
Chair recognizes Mr. Ramirez.
If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and gets taxpayer-funded benefits like a duck, it's a duck. These policies do not help with border security. They don't discourage illegal entry, they encourage it. Your state is a magnet for those who break our laws, and while hardworking Americans are struggling to pay their bills, you're handing out free rides to lawbreakers. That's not compassion. That's betrayal. Let's talk about the most disgraceful part of this hearing. Walz's past statement referring to ICE agents as modern-day Gestapo. How dare you? You're comparing brave American men and women who put their lives on the line to enforce our immigration laws to Nazi secret police? You don't deserve to be in office. You deserve to be publicly shamed for disrespecting federal agents doing their job. Calling ICE the Gestapo isn't just rhetoric, it's slander. It's anti-American, and it emboldens illegal behavior while demoralizing our law enforcement. If you truly cared about the rule of law, you'd support ICE, not demonize them. Yes, the infamous 30-foot ladder joke. Remember that, Governor? You went on CNN's Anderson Cooper and joked that if Trump built a 25-foot wall, you'd invest in 30-foot ladders. So now we know, you think our national border security is a punchline. You mock efforts to keep out drugs, human traffickers, and cartels. What a disgrace. Every fentanyl death, every trafficked child, those are the costs of your flippant attitude. And Americans are sick and tired of politicians who care more about virtue signaling than defending our borders. Then came the arrogance. You went on Gavin Newsom's podcast and claimed that MAGA voters are scared of you because you can fix a truck and could kick most of their asses. Let me break it to you, Governor. We're not scared of you because of your mechanical skills or your gym routine. We're scared of what you represent: radical policies, lawlessness, censorship, and government overreach. You've mocked American patriots, insulted our intelligence, and pushed a far-left agenda that destroys everything this country stands for. You want to talk about what really scares us, Governor? It's your support for putting tampons in boys' bathrooms. It's your stance on gun control, stripping law-abiding Americans of their Second Amendment rights. It's your willingness to infringe on free speech under the excuse of misinformation and hate speech. You're on record saying there's no guarantee to free speech when it comes to hate speech. Really? That sounds more like something from Xi Jinping's playbook than the U.S. Constitution. Did you pick that up on one of your 30 trips to communist China? In America, free speech is not conditional. It's not reserved for the speech you like. And the fact that you don't get that is exactly why you don't deserve to lead. Governor Walz, you were humiliated in that hearing. And it wasn't because of some partisan setup. It was because you were caught in your own web of lies, contradictions, and radical policies. And no amount of slick talk, podcast appearances, or beltway arrogance can save you from the truth. The American people are watching. We're waking up. We're organizing. And we're done being silent while politicians like you tear apart the fabric of this great nation. To every patriot watching this, we must stand up. Not just with words, but with action. Call out the lies. Share the truth. Vote these radicals out of office. And never forget, this nation was built on the blood, sweat, and sacrifice of Americans. Not career politicians, not globalists, and sure as hell not socialists in governors' mansions. This is Right View Nation, where we say what others are too afraid to say. No apologies. No retreat. No surrender. God bless America. And God help us if we ever stop fighting for her. If you like this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share it with every patriot you know. Comment below. Should Governor Walz be held accountable for his lies? Let your voice be heard, because on Right View Nation, your voice still matters. Until next time, stay bold, stay free, and stay American.